Welcome back again. I'm Peter Kleinman from Leviton Manufacturing, Director of Marketing for the distribution channel. And we decided this year to do a contractor panel because contractors, after all, for most of us, they're our ultimate customer, our ultimate end user, and our ultimate decision maker. And I have three local guys who each are pretty high-level professionals in their own right. We have John Ryder from Kelso Burnett, and on the end we have Dan Beers from B Electric, and right in the middle we have Mr. Jeff Klimek from Technostructure. And I want you guys introduce yourselves and give us a little idea of your background, your mix of resi versus commercial, and maybe your biggest challenges to get it going.
We do about 60-40, 60 in the residential end, 40% in the commercial end. We're primarily building houses and remodeling houses and condominiums. We do a lot of work in the downtown area and north side of Chicago. And our biggest problems is when things get really busy, the products are not being distributed fast enough. So, but they're working on it, and we cut the time down from 10 days to 2 weeks down to about a week, 4 days to a week now. So we're getting a little bit better.
Thanks. And Jeff?
Jeff Klimek with Technostructure, company I own and operate. Started about 11 years ago out of Naperville, which is about an hour from here. Unlike my colleagues here, I focus more on the low voltage side of the industry. So we're licensed for security and alarm work. Our resi commercial mix is probably maybe 80% higher end residential, 20% commercial, but commercial is a growing area of our business. But pretty much anything that deals with technology we tend to get involved with, whether it's infrastructure, cabling, security, as I mentioned. Building automation is a big area of growth for us, combining security with lighting control and HVAC controls. Then, of course, traditional subsystems like access control, video surveillance. We also do a lot of higher-end audio-video work, some home theater work as well. One of my biggest challenges as a small company, I've got 2 full-time installers and another full-time sort of PC tech person. I came out of the IT industry, so we do a lot of management of the IT infrastructure for some of our customers, both homes and businesses. But finding qualified help, I think the low voltage side of the industry, I could probably say, is a little bit younger, less defined than the 100-plus-year-old high voltage side of the industry. So, finding quality, trained individuals is always a challenge. And then as a small business owner, of course, procurement is one of the many hats that I wear, and that's always a challenge for me personally, because every minute I have to spend buying stuff, it's a minute I'm not out selling or implementing a project.
Terrific. And John?
John Ryder is my name with Kelso Burnett. And Kelso Burnett is a 100-year-old electrical contractor in the city of Chicago. We've got an office downtown and an office out in Rockford and a Lake County office. The corporate office is in Rolling Meadows, and that's where I work out of. So we do all sorts of work, power, lighting, new construction, remodels. I would say that our division is probably 90% commercial and 10% residential. We're doing an apartment building down the block here at Jackson and Jefferson right now, but it's never really been our focus of business, residential. Some of the challenges that we have, we've got a purchasing department in our office that the foreman will call into for the orders. And it's a challenge for us to get our foreman to call in earlier in the day. They'll call in at 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So then it puts a tremendous crush on the purchasing department to get all the orders placed and then check back orders and then get them delivered the next day. So part of that is internal with us trying to get our guys to call in earlier. And the second part, though, through distribution and delivery, is that that you guys will be able to manage that tremendous crush of volume between 2 and 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
So Thank you. So we wanted to keep this, pretty much interactive and open Q&A. We had a couple of agenda items that I'm just going to throw out because I think they're of interest to, everyone, in the supply chain. But to touch on a point that you brought up, so what do you think as distributors we could do to improve timing, speed, accuracy, and delivery to you to gain your loyalty?
I would think our biggest crush is that second shift from noon till 5 or 6 o'clock at night is really when our purchasing department is making all the phone calls and trying to get the stuff delivered. So that, that would help, that if your bubble of workforce kind of matched our bubble of workforce.
So synchronization, and please feel free if anybody wants to comment or go deeper into that topic, we have our microphone ready because we'd like to make it as much of an engaged conversation as
Please
we
raise your
can.
hand so that I can make it over to you.
Selfishly, I had a question for you guys that we talk at a lot of our contractor councils. How do you get your information generally about new product launches, about new technology, new offerings, new opportunities for you guys to upsell solutions? I'll throw it over to Jeff.
Yeah, for us, it's a combination of, I'd say, trade magazines and trade shows, much like this one. We depend on, we're a member of CEDIA. It's the Custom Electronic Design and Installation Association. So they hold an event similar to what you have here, where we get an opportunity to sit down and visit with manufacturers and learn about the new products and get our hands on the products many times before they come to market. And then also we do rely on some local distributors as well to bring manufacturing experts in locally so that we can have an opportunity to not, take 2 or 3 days out of our schedule, but to be able to come in for a few hours, sit down with a manufacturer at a local facility. That tends to help quite a bit.
So most of your training, you rely on distributors?
Distributors and the manufacturers themselves, sure, to come in and...
Live at distributor locations.
Exactly.
If I could comment on that too,
Please.
we would prefer to not have distributors and manufacturers go direct to our field foreman. I know that that's been a practice in the past where manufacturers will bring demoed stuff out to the foreman. The wage rates, the competitive nature that we're in these days, we prefer that to come to our office and either to, there's a president, Steph Lapata, at our company, and then there is our 4 branch managers. We prefer it to come to us, and then we could see what sort of value it would bring, and then maybe bring that to the field with of course the distributor to manufacturer at that time, but it would be more under our our guidance and control, so that we don't have a lot of information going to the field that we might not think would be all that helpful at the moment.
So you want to control what they spend their time on, basically.
Correct. We prefer it to come into the office.
How about you, Dan? How do you get your guys trained?
Yeah, similar to the same way the other guys have it. We rely on the trade magazines, the distributors, mostly the factory representatives or the distributor representatives. We rely on them to more or less come to the office or make appointments to have a roundtable discussion on new products or so, then going out into the field and giving it to the foremen or supervisors, which just confuse the ordering process at the office. So it's best that we get the information to the office area to get everything introduced to us, for us to introduce to the field.